Demerzel has lived for thousands of years. She has outlasted dynasties, religions, even entire species. But in this episode, she dies, even if it was only for a moment. And so does Gaal. Now, Demerzel wouldn't agree with you if you said they died, but we all know what we saw, because a system failure for a robot and a cardiac arrest for a mentalic is as close to death as it gets. Demerzel suffered a system failure and had to cycle through a hard reboot, which triggered a localized EMP. This means Demerzel's system shut down was so bad that when it eventually restarted, the shockwave alone knocked out everything nearby, which is why we see Gaal's spaceship reboot as well when she woke up. Gaal, on the other hand, had her heart flatlined. Her heart literally stopped, and Demerzel had to perform a defibrillation to bring her back to life, right there on the floor. Now mind you, these are two of the most calculating minds in the galaxy who stepped inside Gaal Dornick's visions to uncover the truth. But what they found was so horrifying, it stopped a human heart, and made a robot like Demerzel to do a hard reboot. So what's so special about this scene where they both had to risk their lives to it? Because whatever's buried in Gaal's mind might be the only clue left to stop what's coming. And if it's right, the Foundation isn't losing a war. In fact, the Foundation is vanishing from history. What the memory dive actually revealed. This wasn't your typical mind reading. This was forcing your way into a future that doesn't want to be seen. Gaal thought her visions always stopped at the same place. A wall of silence where time unravels and everything goes dark. But when Demerzel forced her way in, they were able to push past it. And what they found hiding there wasn't anything they could have even fathomed. It was a warning in the form of a real black hole orbiting Trantor. And this is not in 1,000 years to come, but 4 months from now. Demerzel described it as an infrasonic signature, a wave far beneath human hearing. But of course, since she's a robot, she could hear it. It's more than just a sound. It's the beginning of a gravitational collapse, which means a cosmic countdown already in motion. And this is where the Novacula comes into play. For those who don't know about the Novacula, it's a planet killer buried deep beneath Trantor, designed by Ely Carvis for Brother Dusk. This doesn't just destroy worlds, it vaporizes them and reshapes what's left into something unrecognizable. This is Brother Dusk's final insurance policy in case the Cleon dynasty lost control. But now might be that moment, because Demerzel confirmed Brother Dawn is dead. His nanites stopped transmitting his vitals. Brother Day is also off the grid on Mycogen, dealing with his own issues. Dusk is the last Cleon left, and his own ascension is only months away. So if he's going to act, this is the window. Then comes the sound Demerzel mentions. This was an infrasonic signature, below middle C. That's not just any loose detail. Below middle C means it's a frequency too low for humans to hear, which explains why Gaal always missed it. This is a silent vibration that shakes everything around it. And it's a vibration coming from underground. And what else is buried under Trantor? That'll be the Novacula. So maybe that sound isn't just a warning, it's a trigger. And the first sign that Dusk's doomsday device is finally waking up. The Prime Radiant didn't warn them about this because it couldn't. This wasn't a failure of math. It was a failure of imagination. Because nobody thought the galaxy could end like this. But now Demerzel knows, well, at least some part of it, and so does Gaal. And neither of them can unsee it, because these two went looking for answers. But what they found was the beginning of the end. The Cost of Premonition. The information they uncovered was so powerful it nearly took both of them out. This wasn't just a psychic peek into the future. It was a death sentence twice over. When Gaal opened her mind, it wasn't voluntary. Demerzel forced her way in. And what they saw, they didn't just see it, they felt it. Gaal's heart stopped. Demerzel glitched so hard she almost lost control of her body. Because what they uncovered wasn't a vision. It was the literal end of the world. And it's only 4 months away. Which brings us to the curse of the premonition, because this is literally what it is. You don't just see the future. You feel it in such a way that it follows and weighs on you. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it because there's no going back. Gaal and Demerzel know something terrible is coming, but they can't even agree on what they saw. To Gaal, it was a vision, a prophecy burned into her bones. To Demerzel, it might have been nothing but a hallucination, a dying mind chasing ghosts inside a broken system. That doubt makes it even worse, Because if they can't agree on what they saw, how can they possibly stop it? But one thing they can both agree on is that they don't know what causes or how to stop it. They might assume it's the Mule, but that would be a huge mistake, because the real cause might be standing right in front of Demerzel. And if that's the case, then that might be the real irony this season, because Brother Dusk has barely mattered this season. He's been the Cleon who has been a background player. But now it turns out someone who's felt the most irrelevant might be the one to end everything. And the worst part is that they don't even know what triggers it. They saw the end, but not who or how it came about. It broke Demerzel so badly her system had to hard reboot. And Gaal is still trapped in her own mind, haunted by what she saw, trying to carry a warning no one else understands. So if this was their reaction to just a glimpse of the truth, imagine what happens when the whole picture comes into focus. Because even if they survive what's coming, they'll never be the same again. What now? So what do you do with a future like that, when knowing it almost kills you, and not knowing might doom everyone else? Demerzel and Gaal came back with a vision of the end, but no map for how it begins or how to stop it. There are no villains, targets, or even clues. The person who they think might be the doom might not even be the person whom the black hole prophecy is about. All they know is just a ticking clock about the black hole being 4 months away. And the worst part is they don't trust each other enough to face it together. Demerzel is unraveling while Gaal, on the other hand, is spiraling. And neither of them has the full picture. That's the scariest thing about this prophecy. It gives you fear without giving you direction. It shows you death, but not the cause. And sometimes it breaks the people who see it, long before the world ends. Demerzel literally forced her way into Gaal's mind, saw the end of everything, crashed her own system in the process, and she still thinks it might have been a hallucination. Even Gaal says Demerzel probably thinks she's crazy. So if witnessing the end of the galaxy with your own eyes doesn't convince you it's real, then what will? Because knowledge like this doesn't just change the future, it changes you. And while Gaal and Demerzel were busy trying to make sense of what they saw, the beginning of the end had already begun. The Mule is on the move, wiping out worlds, one strike at a time. The Cleons are also scattered. Dawn is dead, Day is missing, and Dusk may be the one pulling the trigger. The Imperial Armada is gone. The Second Foundation is exposed. New Terminus is also under attack. And even with the prophecy screaming at them, no one's really listening. Then the question isn't just, how do we stop it? The real question is, will there be anything left of them by the time it even begins? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this, you can also check out our other Foundation videos right now. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.